Hi everyone, welcome to the channel Coding Ganga. Today we are going to learn web development. We will be learning web development on this channel. So the main things that we are going to cover is HTML, CSS and JavaScript. So in today's class we are going to start from the very basics, which is HTML. But before starting the class we need some prerequisites. We need to have one editor. So we can just Google out Sublime Text Editor, go to the website and then click download for Windows. If it is Windows, if it is Mac, you can select the Mac option and then accordingly you can download it for the Mac. I have already downloaded it, so I'm going to open the Sublime Text Editor. So before knowing what is HTML or before starting from the actual code, let's go through the full form of HTML. The full form of HTML is Hypertext Markup Language, right? But we need to know what is the meaning of hypertext and what is the meaning of what are the markup languages. Hypertext, you can say it's a text which gives us some kind of additional information. All right. So, for example, if we search for ISRO, Wikipedia, so we will see the Indian Space Research Organization Wikipedia page. Here we can see a lot of words which are in blue. If we hover on it, we are getting some kind of additional information. Or if we click on it, if we click on any of these blue words, like if we click on Aryabhata, so that word will open up a new page in itself. So this Aryabhata word over here acted as an hypertext because when we click on this very text, it is kind of giving us some additional information. That additional information could be text, could be image, could be some other kind of media, or it can completely load up one new fresh web page. Like here, when we clicked on Aryabhata, you must have seen the URL of this page has changed. So this is all about hypertext. Markup languages are tag-based languages. Tag-based language. Now, what a tag-based language? These bracket which you can see, we are going to write all our tags inside it. So these are known as tag-based language. So I hope the definition of HTML is pretty much clear to you. So I'm going to remove it. So the very first thing that we need to do is we have to click on File, then click on Save As. The very first thing that we start from is, right. So I'm going to give a name to our file. So let's name it first class. Now I will also type .html. Now over here .html is the extension for this file. The way we have extension for images, which can be JPG, for music it is MP3, for videos it could be MP4. Similarly, when we are going to code, we need to give some extension to our file so that the operating system may be able to recognize what does it has to do with this file. When we write .html, so our operating system, which is Windows right now for me, it is able to know that this file is a HTML file. So what will it do? I will just show it to you. I have saved the file with the name firstclass.html. You can see we are having this Chrome icon for this file. Since I have given the extension as .html, this is why it is able to know the operating system has recognized this file as a HTML file, and when we double click on it, it is going to open it in some browser. We can have different kind of browser. So right now it is going to open it in Chrome because I've selected Chrome as my default browser. So if I double click on it, you can see firstclass.html has been opened inside the browser. So I'm going to our editor back again, and I'm going to write the first tag. See there, the advantage of using editors are that it gives us some kind of auto suggestion, so that if we click on it, it kind of auto fills the code. But since today is our first class, so I'm going to write all the tags. The very first tag is HTML. Now you can see whenever we write a tag, we write it in this form. We have a bracket, we write HTML, and then we close the bracket. But this is not enough. Once we have written a tag, we also have to close it. How do we close it? We write it in the similar manner. The only thing is we additionally add one forward slash, right? And now in between I have given some spaces so that we can write the other text inside it. So since our human body, if we try to divide it in two parts, we can divide it as head and body. So the similar thing I'm going to do for our HTML tag. I'm going to write head, right, and a body tag. Now, what's the use of this head and body tag, and what's the use of this HTML tag? We will just know it. So you can see I'm also adding spaces. The way when we write something in a notebook, we try to present it in a proper way. Similarly, when we are doing code, it is very much suitable. It is pretty much suitable to add spaces so that our code becomes much more readable. That's why I'm adding these spaces. Even if I write everything in one line, the code will still work, but it's not readable. That's why we need to give some spaces. And you can see if I'm writing any further tag inside head, so I'm also giving a indentation of one tab space. That is again, this is the hierarchy. So the hierarchy is the very first tag is HTML, then we have head. So since there is head inside HTML, so we need to give a tab space because head is a child tag of the HTML tag. Title is inside head tag, so again we are giving us a single tab space here. So you will come to know more about it. You will be familiar with the spaces and the lines where we have to give a space. It is more about readability, so there is nothing more to discuss about it. So yeah, we have this head tag and we have this body tag. Now what's the use of head tag? Head tag is used to give title. Head tag is basically used to give some kind of metadata. So right now we are only going to study about the title. So if you go here, you can see the very first tab in the Google Chrome, we can see Aryabhatta satellite Wikipedia. So this is the title page name. Sorry, this is the name of the page. So we can say this is the title of the page. Similarly, over here, if we want to give some kind of title to a page, we need to write a title tag, and the title tag needs to be inside the head tag. So I'm going to write first, not first, let's give it a suitable title, my web page. If I go, see, I have written it, I have saved it. We need to save the file as well as. So there is a shortcut to save a file, which is Control S. So I have done Control S. Now I'm coming back to the browser, and if I reload this page, you can see the title of the page has changed. So this is the very first thing that we have done in our HTML page. We have added a title. Because of adding the title, we can change the title of our web page or the website. Now, what comes inside the body? Just listen it carefully. Everything that you're seeing inside the page, this all comes up in the body. I will just show you for your reference. So this is known as developer tools. We can open the developer tools from settings, more tools, and then clicking on developer tools. I know the shortcut, which is Control Shift I. That's why I have clicked Control Shift I. Okay. So you can see we have this HTML tag. Inside it we have head, and then we have body. If I delete the body, what will happen? See, I will just right click on this tag and click on delete element. What happened? All the content got disappeared from the Wikipedia page. So all the content that we are seeing on the web page or on the browser is written inside the body tag, right? I have not literally deleted it from the server. It's only on the browser. That's why if I reload the page, it will come up again, right? So all the content that we are able to see, it comes up and inside the body tag. Okay. So let's write one heading inside a body tag. So for the heading, we have 6 kinds of heading in HTML, which is H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, and H6. So you may come up with a question, what is the difference between all these H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, and H6 tag? The difference is only one. The difference is in the size of the heading. So I will write here first heading, right? And then I will write H2 tag also. I will write here second heading. Okay, let's write all the 6 tags. So okay, so now you can see the difference between all these headings. When we have written H1 tag, this is the biggest one, or you can say this is the largest among all. And then we have second heading, which is H2, H3, H4, H5, S6. So the biggest one is H1 and the smallest one is S6. So these are all these H1 to S6 basically defines the size of the heading. Fine. Pair text. And the text which does not needs to be closed are known as unpaired texts. So can you give some example of pair text? We have written it right over here. We have written several tags. It can be HTML because we are also closing it. So these are the tags which have to be closed. Head, we have started here, we are closing it here. Inside head, we have title, so we have started it as well as we are closing it over here. Similarly, H1 tag, body tag, all these tags can be examples of pair tags. What about the unpaired tags? We have a image tag, we have a break tag via. Let's also see some more tags, unpaired tags in HTML examples. Yeah, we have bold tag. So you do not need to worry about what is a img tag, what is a b tag, what is hr. We will see it in the further classes. So the tags which needs to be closed are known as paired tags, and the tags which does not needs to be closed are known as unpaired tags. Right, the unpaired tags are very less. Most of the tags are paired tags only. So try so you do not have to memorize it. Now what we are going to learn is, we are going to learn how to color this heading. Okay, because it's a simple black and white page, it does not looks that much stylish, or it does not looks very colorful. So we can add some colors to it. How do we add colors? Decorating our web page comes up under CSS. We will study about CSS in the next class, but I can give you some, I can show you some code how basically the CSS is written. So this CSS is known as internal CSS. Okay. So how to write internal CSS? We have to write a style tag. Where do we have to write it? Inside head tag only. Okay. So we have written this style tag inside the head tag. And now see, which tag do we want to color? We want to color the heading. So the heading is written inside which tag? It is written inside h1 tag. So inside the style tag, we are going to write h1 and give curly bracket. Okay. We have to write the name. When we are writing the name, we do not have to write the tags. We are just writing the name that we want to color this particular tag. So the name is enough. Followed by the opening curly bracket and the closing curly bracket. Now, what do you want to do? You want to color the heading. So we can write color, right? Let's make it red. I've saved the file. Let's go to the browser, reload the page. We can see our heading has been colored to red now. Okay. Now you may want to change the background color of the entire heading. Let's make it yellow. Let's see. I've saved the page. Save. If you do not save it, the changes would not appear up here. So we need to change, save the file. So for saving, I'm always pressing Control S. You can also click it and click the file button and then click on save button. The shortcut is Control S. Again, come back to the browser, reload the page. The background of the heading has changed to yellow. Okay. So this is it for the first class. What did we learn in the very first class? We learned about the full form of HTML, which is hypertext markup language. What is a hypertext? A text that gives us additional information. What is a markup language? A tag based language. Tag. What are the tags? All the tags we are learning here, they are known as tags. These why are we actually learning HTML, CSS, and JavaScript? Because browsers are able to understand these language, and that's how we write our website or web pages. So HTML is a very basic, and HTML is a tag-based language. That's why we are learning what are all the functioning of these tags. Like what's the use of HTML tag? HTML, you can say it's the core tag. Inside it only rest of the tags are being written, and then we have the head tag. Okay, and we have the body tag. In the head tag, we have learned how to change the title of the web page. In the body, we have learned that all the content of the web page which we are able to see on the browser, it basically comes inside the body tag only. Okay. And then what did we learn? We learned about 6 types of heading. H1 is the biggest or the greatest among all the 6, and H6 is the smallest. And we have written H1, and we have tried to change the color as well as the background color for this heading. How did we change the color? We have written a style tag. Again, the style tag is coming inside head. We have to remember it. So we have written a style tag. Inside it, we have to mention the name of the tag followed by curly bracket. And then inside it, we have to write color followed by colon, and then the value, again the property which is background color, what's the value? Yellow, and then followed by semicolon. So why we are writing colon and semicolon? These are the syntax. Okay, it is more like in mathematics when you write LHS equal to RHS. So you know why do we write equal to? It kinds of represent the value on the other side. Similarly, the colon is kind of representing the LHS or the RHS part of it. So LHS is a property, what we want to achieve, and RHS here over here is the value. Okay, so I hope you understood. If you have any query left regarding whatever we learned today, you can drop out a comment, and I will try to reply it as soon as possible. So this is it for today's class. In the next class, we will learn further more things. We are going to learn more about, we're going to learn about how to add images. We can learn about how to add audio files in our website or web page, and videos. So the coming classes are going to be more interesting. So follow up and do subscribe the channel. All right, bye.